welcome back to another video. Today we're gonna be working on the yz85. I haven't really been posting on much about it. It's been like a month, so I'm planning on bringing you guys along with everything. Today we're gonna start working on this thing. I decided not to paint the frame because one, I couldn't afford powder coat, so I would be spray painting it, and that would just chip. So, not going to do that. And second of all, where all the scratches are going to be covered up except right here and underneath here. Which I'm getting a skid plate, which will cover that up. And then frame guards, which will cover that up. So, you'll really not see any scratches. So, we're not going to be painting the frame. First, I just started putting on the radiator because I cleaned that a while ago. I just need to go get a ratchet and an 8mm because I'm in my bedroom from the garage and tighten those bolts, and then we can put on a couple other parts. And you got this one down here, but it's just sitting on my bed and it'll easily fall over, so I'm going to use both hands. I'm going to put this on here, which is just 2 8mm. Now we got that in, just got to tighten these bolts. There you go. 5 bolts later, you got your radiator on your bike. Of course, when I get the money, I'm going to put, where is it, an overflow line on. So, I forgot the name, but, come on. Ow, that just stabbed me in the leg. Anyway, these things, I think they're called, like, I don't know. But these, I took out because I thought I was going to paint the frame, and I'm not painting the frame anymore, so I can pop these back in. Now, I don't have the right tool, but I am just going to tap these in with the hammer. They just sit in there, so your bearing has something to sit on. Just like that, got the bottom one in. Now let's do the top one. Let's do this a little easier. There we go, top one is in. Now, let's move on to more parts. Next thing are these little like rubber pieces and the electrical, but these are not cleaned. As you can see, they are very crusty. So first we gotta clean these. So let's get some water, some elbow grease. Now let's just soak these in some water, and then we'll wipe them down with the Dawn dish soap. And there we go. Those ones are cleaned up. Now let's do the wiring harness. We're not going to fully submerge this. We're just going to wipe down a little bit because there's a lot of wires and I don't want to wreck this because this is expensive. There you go. The electrical is cleaned up as best as I can do it. I can't get in all these little crevices. I don't want to get in those little crevices because I could get into an open wire and make this not work. So we're just going to leave it as this. Now that those are all cleaned, we can put them back on the bike. So let's get that done. One just pops right on here. So, wait, I don't remember which way out. No, it's this way. Now this one goes right here. One has a bolt and it goes like that. Then you go to the garage and get a zip tie where it goes like somewhere up in here, like probably right there. This one goes right there. This one's kind of a pain. I don't know if I'm going to be able to do this while recording. I'm not going to be able to record this while doing it. Alright, we got that in. This little metal thing pops in there, so. this pops on there like that. And then this bolt. Damn it. Damn it, Bobby. There we go. Now let's put this on with just one zip tie. There we go. Zip tie's on. Now let's put on the electrical. There we go. I got the wiring on. I had to take the radiator off just to get some more room in there because I couldn't really get in there. Then I put it back on after I got the wiring figured out. Now we can put on the air box. There we go. We got the air box. Now let's put it in there. But first we got to get that subframe off. And then we can put that in the subframe and then hook up the subframe. Alright, there we go. Air box is on the bike. Fairly easy. All I had to do is take this bolt out, bend the subframe back a little bit, plop that in there, put it back, and then put in this bolt, and then these two, but I gotta take those back out when I put the fender in. Then I am getting new air filter, so we're not gonna put that in now until I get it. And then I gotta get a hose clamp that boots up to the carb, but that'll be later. For now, that's gonna be all that we put on the bike. But in these bins, those are all clean in there. But in this bin, there's still a ton of parts that need to be cleaned before they can go on the bike. So I think we're gonna go through and clean some of these parts. So all of these parts, all the parts are laid out here, the ones in the bags, all the big parts and stuff. This stuff is all cleaned and just need like little parts. But this stuff is the stuff that needs to be cleaned that I haven't yet. So we're going to clean all these. The only things I need to, I'm not really going to clean them. I'm just going to wipe off all the, oil and grease. Is the crank bearings and seals I am replacing, so I'm not going to clean those. But the crank I need to wipe down. The transmission, I'm going to wipe down. The front and back bolts, and then the bolts that hold the motor in, I'm going to be cleaning. The stator, I think you call it, I'm going to clean that up. The kicker I'm replacing, but I'm reusing that, so I'm going to clean that. And the shifter I'm not replacing, so I'm going to use that. So I'm going to clean that up, and then clean up this little thingy, the kickstart shaft. Okay, so I don't forget, this washer and this little C-clip was like that. And then on the other side with that little ring around it was another washer. Now let's wipe this thing down. Guess we'll just move down the line, so let's do this next. Alright, now let's clean the crank and the little things that go with the crank to keep it in place. Alright, now that we're done with the crank, let's move on to the transmission. Now let's do the stator. Now let's do the big motor bolts. Here's a before. This is the front tire, back tire, the swing arm, and then the two motor bolts that go right there. But yeah, that's a before, and here's after. They didn't turn out the best, but I just got the visible grease off, but still need to polish them. But shifter and kicker is last. Now let's do the kick start and the shifter. The kick start I am replacing. I'm getting a new one of these, this thing, but I'm going to need this, so we're just going to clean this and leave that. And then this I'm reusing because it has no problems. And yeah, so we're just going to clean this up. There we go, the parts are clean. I did notice when I was cleaning this that this is kind of shot, but we'll just worry about that when I need to replace this part. And then yeah, that's everything. I cleaned every part on this bike. Now I just need to get parts to replace old parts, and then we can put this thing together. Then I thought I'd show the other bin that I've been working on. We got the old plastics, which I'm obviously going to be replacing because they're all scratched, sun faded, all that, like, that is bad. And then the gas tank is in here. Gas tank I already cleaned and everything, so all that needs is be put on the bike and have graphics put on it when I get the graphics kit. The seat I already cleaned and it's just ready for a seat cover, so that's nice. The FMF I already cleaned, that's ready to be put on the bike, except I need O-rings for that. And then the fork guards I am going to be using, and all those need is graphics put on. And then lastly, the clutch cable, which I already cleaned and is ready to be put on the bike. Oh, and then the clutch. But that, you always want to have oil in, so I'm not going to clean that up.
A few inches later.
Alright guys, we're back. That clip you just saw was from the 16th, and now it's the 22nd. I didn't video, but I put the gas tank on, which was only just 2 bolts, one on this side, one on the other side. And then I threw on the FMF, which is just this 1 bolt. Just wanted to give a little heads up. I just threw those on because I can still work around them without having to wait until the whole bike's together. Thank you guys so much for watching. Please like and subscribe, and I'll see you guys next week with another video. As I was editing this video, I realized how bad I stuttered, like, the entire video. So I just want to apologize for that.